5 miles. 8:56 pace. Done for this beautiful Friday. This week's been interesting. I've been adjusting. I don't know what the lighting is here. Let's see. I've had to adjust my schedule a little bit this week because I said in an earlier video my allergies kicked my tail on Tuesday. Like, it was bad. And that's one of the beautiful things about Sacramento. Training in May in Sacramento is that it's spring, which is wonderful. And apparently it's a super bloom season because it rained so much this last winter, which is fantastic because it seems like we're in a perpetual drought. But that also means that there are, I guess, tons of things blooming and lots of pollen. So the last, probably 2 weeks or so, my eyes have just been terrible. I'm stuffed up. Anyways, so I did my my intervals yesterday. I took the day off Tuesday. I hit my intervals on Wednesday. And today being Thursday, I may have said it was Friday. See, that's how discombobulated I am. Today being Thursday, I put in my Friday easy run, and then I'll do my tempo run tomorrow, my 5-mile tempo run with a 1-mile warm-up, 1-mile cool down. And then I'll have my easy run on Saturday, and then my long run on Sunday, which is a 10-miler. But today, I wanted to talk about running with my shirt off. You know, I've had people mention and say things, and, you know, in all honesty, when I run with other people, I never run shirtless. I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but when I run by myself, well, I figure the people that I'm passing on the street only have to look at me for a few seconds. And it doesn't come from a place of vanity, as some people may think, like, oh, you're in shape, you like running with your shirt off. But I think there's some other benefits that come along with it, and I'll share those with you. Number one, sun exposure for the skin, vitamin D production. So it's actually one of the best ways for your body to be able to produce vitamin D is to get sunlight on your skin. And so I like to, when possible and when it's warm enough, get out and run with my shirt off for that benefit. The other thing is, of course, it's nice to have a tan during the summer. With summer coming up, I can get pretty white. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do like having a little bit of complexion on my skin. And so I get a nice little tan. The only tough thing is when I wear my heart rate monitor. You may be able to see it. So there are times on my easy runs I don't wear my heart rate monitor so that the tan line isn't so so visible. And then the other thing is to save my nipples. Yeah. If you've ever run a long distance with a sweaty shirt that is continually rubbing on your nipples, once you get into the shower, it is a very, very uncomfortable situation. I experienced it a little bit last year when I was training for my first marathon, and it would happen on these shorter runs. But I remember for my first half marathon, I wore a tank top, and I did not do anything with my nipples. And so after the run, I felt fantastic. I had hit a great time for my first marathon, and then I went and took a shower, and um, I may have screamed like a girl a little bit because of the stinging pain that came from both of my nipples. And so I learned an extremely valuable lesson that day. So I tried different things, like I would put some shaving cream, or like I use squirrel's nut butter, and I put some of that on my nipples when I would go run. The only problem is it's an oil-based substance, and when I would wear a shirt of some sort, that oil would get on my shirt, and then it would be really hard to get out, and then I'd walk around and it would look like I had nipples on that shirt. So I really couldn't wear that shirt ever again, and so that was not worth it for me. So then I started using band-aids, and so when I do go on a long run with a shirt on for whatever reason, I will wear I wore band-aids. And so that's what I did for my marathon, and that's what I'll do for my long runs when I need to wear a shirt and I'm running with other people. And that works fine, but I mean, the amount of band-aids you go through when you're running 6 days a week is kind of ridiculous. And so I don't always want to spend the money. Not that band-aids are super expensive, but they're expensive enough where, you don't want to go and waste band-aids. So Shirtless is the key. But I do want to talk about a topic that has to do with this, because I have a neighbor that would, he's a dad and he's got a couple little ones, and not in great shape. And he would always say, "Man, you're making us dads look bad." As I was running by with my shirt off. And obviously, that's not my intention by any stretch of the imagination. If anything, my goal is to empower people to take their health and their fitness seriously so that they could live a healthy life, so that they could have the body composition that they want, and feel confident themselves. And so I'd always kind of joke around and go, "Oh, I got a gym. All you have to do is come show up. I'll give you a few weeks for free." And he hasn't taken me up on that particular offer. And it's just pretty common that anytime I run by with my shirt off, he's talking about how I'm making him and other dads look bad. And it got me to thinking. I'm usually, I try not to hurt people's feelings or anything like that, but this is my YouTube channel, so I get to be straightforward and honest, and sometimes I think that if I'm not honest, then I'm doing people a disservice, so I have to do a little bit of reflection there on my responses. But for those that are watching, it's not my responsibility to necessarily put a shirt on and to hide myself in order to make you feel better. It's your responsibility. Fitness is in your court. You have every ability to do the same exact things and to make the same exact sacrifices and make the same exact priorities as I do. And it doesn't mean that you have to, but just because we don't share the same priority doesn't, I shouldn't have to worry about a negative consequence of doing something as simple as going running with my shirt off. And the statement that you're making us look bad is a reflection of him. He's making himself look bad. It's his responsibility to make himself look good. It's not my responsibility. And so the reason why I bring that up is, when you're doing big things for yourself, whether it's your health and fitness, or whether it's building a business. And I know people that do really well in business, and they shy away from buying a nice car or having a nice house or having nice things because they don't want to make their friends or the people around them feel bad. Um, and that's not your responsibility. It's their responsibility to make the sacrifices and the choices that you have made in order to be successful in whatever way that they want to be successful. And so a lot of times it's just a reflection of someone else's insecurities on you, and you shouldn't have to feel bad about the things that you're good at or the successes that you have, because I can all but guarantee you've probably worked extremely hard for those successes in your life. And so that was something that I was thinking about today as I was on my run and heard those words. I spent about 40 minutes really reflecting and going, am I making him look bad? Like, what could I be doing differently? Does that mean I have to run around with my shirt on and hide myself in order for other people to be better? And really, I came to the conclusion that it's not on me; it's on him. Or if you're feeling the same way as I'm sitting on my YouTube with my shirt off, and you feel the same way, it's on you. You have to go out and you have to make the sacrifices and make your health and your fitness a priority, just like everybody else that's in, good health and fitness shape. Um, and if you don't want to do that, that's totally okay. But don't down other people for doing it. All right. So that's my message today, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, not Friday. And I'll catch you next time. Deuces.